breaking news. There has been an incident at Donald Trump's Pennsylvania rally. It appears shots have apparently been fired and Donald Trump has been injured.
This horrific act has just deepened an already huge divide in the United States.
This is sad. We've never been here before. We've never been at the point where neither option is good for us. Division divides. There's no way around that. All division divides.
Katt Williams, the comedian who never shies away from controversy, has made some chilling predictions about American politics. And now, with an attempt on Trump's life at a recent rally, his warnings are hitting close to home. What did Katt see coming, and why should we be paying attention? How did Katt Williams predict this chaos, and what does it mean for the future of American politics?
Yeah, your team got an offense and a defense. They're not supposed to be enemies. The enemy is the other side. Well, you can't do politics like that.
Katt Williams is known for his blunt and fearless takes on everything from Hollywood to societal issues. Recently, his comments about the state of American politics have taken on new significance. With the shocking attempt on Donald Trump's life, Katt's predictions seem eerily accurate. In an interview on Club Shay Shay, Katt Williams talked about how the extreme division between the two major political parties in the U.S. is causing all sorts of problems.
Here, all division divides. There's no way around that. All division divides.
He pointed out that the Founding Fathers wanted 3 political parties, not just 2, to help reduce the tension and conflict. But right now, it's just Democrats versus Republicans, and that's making everything worse.
In the beginning, when our Constitution was drawn up, the 2 parties was not what they had in mind.
No.
They always thought that it would be 2 main and another independent party.
Katt warned that this constant battle between the 2 parties leads to a lot of anger and unrest.
They always assumed the independent party would be just as strong as the others. A lot of that just didn't happen.
He said that this kind of environment could lead to violent incidents like the attempted shooting at Trump's rally.
Supposed to be enemies. The enemy is the other side. Well, you can't do politics like that.
Nope.
It's not good for the country.
His words seem to reflect a growing concern among Americans about the future of their country. But Katt didn't stop at political division. He's also talked about the Illuminati, a secretive group that supposedly controls everything behind the scenes.
Some of us are against the Illuminati, and we are against the Illuminati at our own detriment.
According to Katt, this group has a big influence on American politics. This isn't a new idea. The Illuminati has been around since the 18th century. The Illuminati traces its roots back to Bavaria, Germany, around 1776. It was founded by Adam Weishaupt, a German law professor who was super into Enlightenment ideals. Basically, he loved the ideas of reason, logic, and education. The group was known as the M3rder in German, and their goal was to spread these Enlightenment values among the elites in Bavaria. Weishaupt wanted the Illuminati to be a group of well-educated philanthropic folks who could influence political decisions. But here's the kicker, the group was pretty small. At its peak, it only had between 650 and 2,500 members. They weren't exactly taking over the world, but they had big dreams. Now here's where things get juicy. The Illuminati had some pretty strange rituals and customs. They used symbols like the owl, adopted secret pseudonyms, and had complex ranks like novice, minerval, and illuminated minerval. They even avoided anyone over 30 because they thought older folks were too set in their ways. Talk about paranoid. One of the reasons they were so secretive was that they infiltrated other groups, especially Freemason lodges, to recruit new members. This sneaky behavior led to a lot of suspicion and conspiracy theories that still exist today. Despite their weird rituals, the Illuminati were all about promoting Enlightenment ideals like rational thought and self-rule. They were also anti-clerical and anti-royal, meaning they wanted to shake up powerful institutions like the church and the monarchy. This mix of secrecy and radical ideas made them pretty controversial. So what happened to the Illuminati? Well, they were officially banned in 1785 by the Duke of Bavaria, Karl Theodor. He cracked down on all secret societies, including the Illuminati, and imposed serious punishments on anyone who joined them. most of the group's secrets were exposed, and if you believe most historians, the Illuminati disappeared after that. But the story doesn't end there. Even though the Illuminati were disbanded, the myths and conspiracy theories about them only grew. Documents found in the homes of high-ranking members, like Xavier von Zwack, revealed some pretty spooky stuff, like their dreams of world domination and cult-like behavior. Whether these documents were exaggerations or not didn't matter. They fueled the conspiracy fire. One of the most famous theories was that the Illuminati infiltrated the Freemasons so deeply that they became leaders in many Freemason lodges. Another theory claimed they were behind the French Revolution in 1797. Imagine that level of influence. The Illuminati even made their way into American culture. In 1798, George Washington wrote a letter addressing the Illuminati threat. While he believed it had been avoided, the fact that he mentioned them as a threat further helped to boost the myth of the Illuminati. I mean, when the first president of the nation calls out something so loudly, it's easy to see why people would take notice. Perhaps he knows something many people don't. In fact, in the panic caused by the following anti-Illuminati books and sermons, Thomas Jefferson was even accused of being a member of the group. Though these early Illuminati panics fizzled out, they gave the group a degree of legitimacy that later on would help make a centuries-long conspiracy seem more plausible. In fact, while conspiracy theories have always been popular in the United States, for centuries, the Illuminati were less feared than the Freemasons. An example is the 1828 anti-Masonic party that was based on an opposition to the Freemasons. Even though the party died out, Freemasons remained a big point for paranoia in America. To understand the modern-day conspiracy theories about the Illuminati, we need to look at the Freemasons. Many of America's founding fathers were Freemasons, and some key American symbols, like the Eye of Providence on the dollar bill, are believed to have Masonic origins. This early Freemason paranoia helped fuel the fear of the Illuminati. The Illuminati never really disappeared from popular culture. In the 1970s, they made a big comeback thanks to a literary trilogy called The Illuminatus Trilogy by Robert Shea and Robert Anton Wilson. This series portrayed the Illuminati with a mix of power and irony, and it helped cement their image as both spooky and laughable. From there, the Illuminati popped up in all sorts of places, from Dan Brown's novel Angels and Demons to various subcultures. They even got mixed up with Satanism and alien myths. Katt Williams' insights resonate with many people, especially when considering recent events like political scandals and assassination attempts. One of the most compelling arguments for their continued existence is their supposed infiltration of various influential organizations. Over the years, there have been countless rumors and stories about how the Illuminati have embedded themselves within governments, corporations, and other powerful entities. This idea isn't too far-fetched when you consider their historical tactics of infiltrating groups like the Freemasons. One of the most common themes in Illuminati conspiracy theories is their alleged control over global finance. Some theorists believe that the Illuminati manipulate economies and financial systems to maintain their power and influence. They point to events like the 2008 financial crisis as evidence of the Illuminati's behind-the-scenes machinations. Whether or not this is true, it's undeniable that the idea of a secret society controlling the world's money is a captivating thought. Another area where the Illuminati are often said to have a strong presence is in the world of politics. From presidents to prime ministers, many political figures have been accused of being part of the Illuminati. Some even believe that major political events like elections and wars are orchestrated by this shadowy group. This belief is fueled by the fact that many politicians do seem to come from similar backgrounds and have connections to powerful organizations. Symbolism is a big part of this theory, with many people pointing to certain hand gestures, lyrics, and imagery in music videos and movies as evidence of Illuminati influence. One of the most famous symbols associated with the Illuminati is the all-seeing eye, often depicted within a triangle. This symbol appears on the US dollar bill, leading many to believe that the Illuminati have a hand in American government and finance. The all-seeing eye is said to represent the Illuminati's omnipresence and their ability to monitor and control society. Another popular symbol is the pyramid, which some interpret as a representation of the hierarchical nature of the Illuminati. The pyramid suggests a structure where the few at the top hold all the power and control the many at the bottom. This symbolism can be seen in various places, from corporate logos to architectural designs, further fueling the belief in the Illuminati's pervasive influence. Additionally, Katt Williams says that Hollywood is also controlled by these shadowy elites. By infiltrating Hollywood, the Illuminati can shape public opinion and keep people distracted from what's really going on. Celebrities, according to Katt, are just pawns in a bigger game. In fact, Williams once spoke on how some celebrities, such as Kevin Hart, are being used by these powers as industry plants. During an episode of the Club Shay Shay podcast, Katt highlighted the rapid trajectory of Kevin's career, including landing a sitcom and starring in Soul Plane, all within his first year in LA. Katt's perspective raises doubts and adds an air of mystery to Kevin's early career. He already had his deals when he got here. Have we heard of a comedian that came to LA and in his first year in LA, he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? No. We've never heard of that before that person or since that person, he continued, saying, "What do you think a plant is? Maybe people don't understand the definition of these words."
Have we heard of a comedian that came to LA and in his first year in LA, he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? What do you think a plant is?
The whole Kevin Hart is an industry plant theory goes back to a Hollywood rumor that's been circulating for quite a while. There's this talk that entertainers are kind of blackmailed into wearing a dress on screen, almost like a rite of passage before they can level up in the fame game. When the topic of wearing a dress for a role came up, Kevin was clear. "Nope, haven't dealt with that dress situation. You gotta know your limits and keep your brand intact." He was all about avoiding anything that could harm his image. Kevin even mentioned turning down a request to do something silly on a talk show because it wouldn't fit his brand. He was all about protecting it. But here,
definitely haven't ran into to put on the dress. I mean, you have to have boundaries. You have to have limits that you refuse to cross.
here's where it gets interesting. Just a year later, Kevin got on an SNL skit rocking a dress. Fans were not having it. Accusations of selling out and being fake started flying around. But here's where it gets tricky. Kevin, in defense mode, started saying nobody forced Martin Lawrence into Big Mama's house, or Tyler Perry into Medea, or Jamie Foxx into Wanda's dress. It was a choice, according to Kevin. And it's not just Katt Williams who's been talking about this. Even Dave Chappelle has touched on it. In 2006, during an appearance on Oprah, Dave spilled the tea about why he turned down a whopping $50 million deal from Comedy Central. He wasn't in it just for the money, because as he explained, big bucks often come with some serious strings attached. Dave, being in the showbiz game since he was 14, had seen and heard stories about what happens behind the scenes. He pointed out examples like Mariah Carey landing a $100 million deal only to end up mysteriously labeled as crazy a few months later. Or Martin Lawrence making it big and then suddenly waving a gun on the streets, screaming about someone trying to K him. It's those stories that had Dave cautious. When Oprah grilled him about these tales, Dave spilled the beans. He'd seen this scenario play out before, always when someone's career was teetering on the edge of a breakthrough. Dave felt the heat to churn out sketches that didn't just make people laugh with him, but laugh at him. It felt like they were asking him to embarrass himself just to cash in. Dave Chappelle even remembered being asked to don a dress for a movie he was doing with Martin Lawrence. He walks into his trailer, spots the dress, and thinks there's been a mix-up. But nope, it's for a scene where Martin's character disguises Dave as a hooker to break out of jail. Dave's like, "Nope, not happening, that wasn't part of the deal." They tried to push him, saying it's comedy gold, but Dave stood his ground, saying he didn't need a dress to be funny. Things got heated with the writers, directors, and producers all pressing, but Dave stuck to his guns. In the end, they scrambled to come up with a new scene sans dress, leaving Dave to wonder, how did you whip that up so fast? Dave just didn't feel right about it. It wasn't about the dress itself, but he felt like the industry was pushing black artists into roles they weren't comfortable with just to make it big. They kept pressuring him until they realized he wouldn't give in. In any case, many famous celebrities are rumored to be part of this network, answering to the same hidden masters who control political decisions. The Illuminati's influence extends to music, film, and even fashion. Their reach is wide, making sure they control all parts of society, from the Oscars to the Grammy Awards, and from blockbuster movies to top charting albums. Some believe the Illuminati is pulling the strings. Big names like Beyoncé, Jay-Z, and Kanye West have all been linked to this secret society. Conspiracy theorists claim that these celebrities use their platforms to subtly promote the Illuminati's agenda. Symbols and messages are said to be hidden in music videos, movies, and public appearances, all designed to get the public used to the idea of the Illuminati's control. Taking over Hollywood is seen as a strategic move by the Illuminati. By controlling the entertainment industry, they can influence how people think and feel. Hollywood's glamorous world serves as the perfect cover for their operations, letting them operate right in front of us while we stay unaware. The recent attempt on Trump's life during a rally shocked everyone. As the investigation continues, politicians and celebrities have been reacting. Many have condemned the violence and called for unity, but some people see this as a sign of the division that Katt Williams has been warning about. Public figures from all sides have had something to say, showing just how polarized America is right now. Meanwhile, Trump had a precautionary CT scan following an assassination attempt at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. The scan came back clear, according to sources, though it's unclear if he had any other tests done. Shortly after the incident, Trump was seen with blood on his ear and cheek as he was rushed off stage. He later said, "I got shot in the ear." In a recent interview, Trump talked about what went through his mind during the chaotic moments after the assassination attempt. Despite bleeding from his ear and being surrounded by Secret Service agents, Trump stood up and raised his fist to reassure his supporters. The energy from the people there was indescribable, Trump told the Washington Examiner. "I knew the world was watching, and I had to show them we are okay." Reflecting on the event, he said, "Had I not looked away from the crowd at that moment, we wouldn't be talking today." Trump also mentioned that his speech at the upcoming Republican National Convention would be very different because of the incident. Although he initially thought about delaying his trip, Trump confirmed he would attend the conference in Milwaukee as planned. "Honestly, it's going to be a whole different speech now," he said. "This is a chance to bring the whole country, even the whole world, together." President Joe Biden addressed the nation from the Oval Office, urging Americans to come together and cool down political tensions after the assassination attempt. In his speech, Biden condemned political violence and stressed the importance of respectful disagreement in democracy.
There's no place in America for this kind of violence, or any violence for that matter.
The assassination attempt on Trump took place during a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. As Trump began his speech, a gunman, later identified as 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks, climbed onto a rooftop outside the rally security perimeter with an AR-style rifle. 6 minutes into Trump's speech, Crooks took aim and fired. A local police officer spotted the gunman but couldn't engage him immediately. Crooks, who had no prior contacts with the FBI and wasn't on their radar, used an AR-556 rifle legally purchased by his father. Investigators are still trying to figure out how Crooks accessed his father's firearm and his motives. The shooter also had rudimentary explosive devices in his car. A former classmate and co-worker described Crooks as the sweetest guy, who never expressed political views, making his actions even more puzzling. Doug Mills, a New York Times photographer, described the chaotic scene as he captured photos of the attempted assassination. He heard the gunshots and saw Trump grab his ear before being surrounded by Secret Service agents. "I never thought I'd see an attempted assassination, especially at a campaign rally," said Mills. Two eyewitnesses, Mike and Amber DeFrischia, who captured cell phone video of the shooter, described the chaos that followed. They tried to warn authorities about the shooter's position, but faced challenges due to the hectic environment. Mike recorded the incident while Amber tried to alert law enforcement. Their efforts to pinpoint the shooter's location were met with confusion until the gunshots rang out, causing panic among the attendees. House Speaker Mike Johnson called for the country to get back to civility following the assassination attempt. He emphasized the need for a unified message and moral clarity, highlighting the consequences of heated political rhetoric. Johnson also questioned the security measures at the rally, specifically the lack of drone surveillance. "I haven't gotten a satisfactory answer from the Secret Service yet," he said. After the assassination attempt, Trump flew to Newark, New Jersey, and spent time with his daughter Ivanka at his golf club in Bedminster. Despite the incident, Trump confirmed his attendance at the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee. The Secret Service stated they had no plans to tighten security for the event, expressing confidence in their existing measures. First Lady Jill Biden spoke with former First Lady Melania Trump, expressing solidarity after the assassination attempt. President Biden's call to Donald Trump was described as short and respectful, emphasizing the need for unity. Melania Trump released a statement urging the country to ascend above the hate. In any case, several celebrities have also spoken up about the incident. Kid Rock, a staunch supporter of Donald Trump, whom he calls one of my besties, kept his message following the shooting to the point in an Instagram video. Appearing shirtless while wearing a White Boy of the Year baseball cap, he said vehemently, "You F with Trump, you F with me." Meanwhile, 50 Cent shared a social media post with a clip of his song Many Men Wish Death, soundtracking a photo of a defiant-looking Trump being escorted away from the rally by the Secret Service. "I know the vibes," 50 Cent wrote. "We all in trouble now." Later, 50 Cent shared a Photoshop version of the cover art from his debut studio album, 2003's Get Rich or Die Tryin'. That featured Trump's head atop 50's body. John Rich of Big and Rich shared that Trump was shot with his followers shortly after the incident. He also shared video footage from the rally with Trump saying "fight," which Rich captioned with "bring it on." Later he wrote, "They couldn't beat him in a fair contest, so they tried to kill him, but they missed." The attempted shooting highlighted the intense political divide and the underlying tensions that Katt has been talking about for years. There's a real fear that if this division isn't addressed, more violence and unrest could follow. As news of the shooting attempt spread, many people couldn't help but remember Katt's warnings. His commentary on American politics and the influence of the Illuminati now seems more relevant than ever. Was Katt right all along? Are we seeing the effects of a divided nation controlled by unseen powers? Katt Williams' warnings about a divided nation and secretive powers controlling things seem really timely after the recent events. The attempt on Trump's life is a reminder of the deep issues fueling division and violence in America. As the country deals with this, Katt's words remind us of the hidden influences at play. Katt has always been a controversial figure, but his insights offer a unique take on what's going on. Whether or not you believe in the Illuminati, the themes of control and division are definitely relevant today. Katt's commentary pushes us to stay aware and question the stories we're told. The connections between Katt's warnings, the state of American politics, and the recent attempt on Trump's life create a chilling picture. Could a comedian's insights really help us understand the deeper forces at work? As we keep exploring these connections, one thing is clear: the line between reality and conspiracy is getting more and more blurred. In a world where hidden powers and deep political divisions shape our reality, Katt Williams' insights give us a lot to think about. His warnings about a divided nation and secretive control seem more relevant now than ever. Whether or not you believe in the Illuminati, the themes of control and division are something we can all see. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.